episode of Life Lessons. I'm your boy Hothai, and today I'm going to talk about how it was for me in my first season overseas and the transition that happened and the people that I met and the things that I did while I was over there. When I first got booked over there, they booked my flight. I left within like 3 days and got on the flight. I ain't gonna count, the flight food was good as hell because the trip was so long. So I ate lunch and dinner on the flight, and I had breakfast in the morning on the flight. I got there. When I landed there, I landed in Portugal, but I didn't land where I was staying. So this was different to me. I thought that they was gonna be picking me up from the airport, but no, that wasn't the case. I had to catch a train from the airport all the way to where I was gonna be staying in the city that I was gonna be staying in. And then he picked me up from the train station and took me to where I was gonna be staying. So it was a journey, boy, I'm telling you. I was supposed to meet up with a girl that was on the women's team, but she dipped on me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm getting messages like, yeah, you gonna ride with her. She's new to the team. She knows the area. Just meet up for her, look for her. She's a little bit your height. And I ain't gonna lie. When I met this girl, and she was a giant. She was tall as hell. Like, she was gigantic. And she was nice. When I say she could dime that thing, she had that thing on a string. She could pass that thing. I'm like, yeah, she like that. But she dipped on me. Like, I guess she was like, man, he taking too long, and left. So I missed the first train. They had to buy me another ticket. When they bought me the ticket, they messed up the directions on where I was supposed to go. So I went the wrong way, had to get off, hopped on another train that took me back another way. Then I met some random girl who wasn't even from Portugal. She was just down there visiting family, I guess. Or no, she said she was planning on moving there, so she came to visit to see how it was. But she was an American woman, and she told me that her stop was a little bit near mine, so just pay attention to the signs that came up. And then whenever her stop came, just keep paying attention to my stop. So literally, that's what I did. I sat with her the entire time until she got off. Then I had like 3 more stops ahead of me. So I sat next to this other girl, didn't speak a lick of English. And so I start using Google Translate. I pulled up my phone asking her, hey, like, do you know when this stop comes? And she's laughing at me because I don't know what I'm at. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm at. Like, I'm driving through all these cities through this train, taking videos, taking pictures of the graffiti, which was nice. I ain't gonna lie. The graffiti looked real nice, man. I wish I could have got more pictures of some of the graffiti that I seen while I was down there passing through the cities. But she helped me out. When I got to my stop, she pointed at it. I grabbed all my luggage, drug it off, and the guy who was picking me up was right there waiting for me. I was like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he put my stuff in the car. We drive to where I was gonna be, and I put my stuff away. And he asked me, he was like, well, you don't have to practice today. It's your choice because we know you have jet lag. You've been on a plane, so you can just either sleep in today or you can go to practice. It's your choice. I was like, man, forget all that. I'm trying to go to practice. I'm trying to meet the team. I'm trying to meet my teammates. I'm trying to meet the other dude that's an American because me and him didn't have no kind of contact at all. Like, this would have been our first time meeting each other. So I was like, shoot, I'm trying to see what he about. I'm trying to check his temperature a little bit, see if he cold or not. And I'm not gonna lie, that's my dog. He was cold. Boy, like, PG from New York. How tall is Maul? I don't know how tall Maul is, but when I say Maul was nice, like, Maul is cold. Like, I'm talking layup package, the body control out the ass. Like, he could, like, his finishing, if he got by you and got to that cup, it was a guaranteed bucket every time. Like, this dude was nasty. nasty work. And man, I legit wish I could have played with him some more. And I wish that wherever he went pro next, somehow I could have ended up in his league or ended up on his team again. Because the dynamic that me and him had, the chemistry that me and him had on the floor together, I don't know why, I don't know how. Maybe it's because we were the only two Americans there, but it just clicked. Because sometimes, you know, even if you do play with other people that you think you can click with and it don't work, but it worked with me and him somehow. Like, it was just feeding off each other. Like, he cooking, hey, keep cooking. He diming me, telling me to keep cooking. Like, we just feeding off each other back and forth, and it worked. And we legit helped that team become what they was. Because before we got there, they projected us to be dead last in the league because we was the youngest team in the league. But we were so quick and so fast paced and so run and gun. Like, them older dudes and them older men couldn't keep up with us. So we was rocking. And Maul was cold, man. He had the full package. Like, when I say layup package, he had the handling. He could shoot that thing, pass that thing. He had that thing on a string. Like, Maul was nice, man. Shout out Maul. And man, we just clicked, man. Like, because when you over there by yourself and all your family is back home, the time zone is so different. You really can't talk to people. The language barrier, your teammates, they speak a little English and they try to speak English to you while you there. But for the most part, they want to speak in the language that they was born in. So when y'all going out to eat, they trying to engage you in their conversations and stuff. But for the most part, they talking to each other. So it's just me and Maul kicking it, talking to each other, building a relationship with each other. And on the days where we bored, we go walking through the city, just checking out the city, just walking, you know what I'm saying? Going to the mall, trying to check everything out. So me and Maul, we really built a relationship. And I had his back just like he had my back. Like, we weren't going to let nothing happen to each other. We weren't going to let none of the players try to disrespect us. We weren't going to let the organization disrespect us. We was literally one. Like, if he got a problem with something, I got a problem with it. Because at the end of the day, we understood that this is a business. You can send us home at any time you want to if you don't like what we doing. So we got to have each other back to some degree, and we got to look out for one another. Maul actually saved me one time. I don't think he noticed, but he looked out for me because there was an incident where I got into it with one of the other coaches. One of the other teams that we was playing. I got into it with a coach, and Maul was literally the only one that ran down there and had my back because the coach told me, "Shut the fuck up. You in my country now, boy." And I wasn't even talking to the coach. Said nothing to him. Like, wasn't talking to him. Literally, I'm running down the court. Something happened. And I'm talking under my breath. And I'm just like, dang, come on. I had me a lay. And, like, he just go, like, he literally, like, shut the fuck up, boy. So I turn. I'm like, yo, wait, what you say? And he like, you heard what I said. Shut the fuck up, boy. You in my country now. I was like, hey, man, watch your mouth, man. Like, he was like, nah, what you gonna do? You heard what I said? I'm like, man, watch your mouth, man. You ain't finna disrespect me. So by that time, he said it again. Before he could say it, I started walking towards him. And if anybody know, you can see it on my Instagram and one of my highlight clips where I'm getting held back by one of his players who was trying to help me out. But at the time now, you done disrespected me. And one thing that I said I'm always going to stand on, I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me. I give the utmost respect to everybody until you come at me left. That's one of the things that I'm willing to accept, win, lose, or maybe. Like, whatever consequence comes with that, I can accept it. But I'm not going to let you disrespect me because I'm not going to disrespect you. That's one of the things that's on my pedestal. And if it hurts me at times, I can accept that. I can accept whatever comes with that, but you're not going to disrespect me. I demand my respect because I give it to you. And he was just disrespecting me. But it's on my film. Like, one of his players is trying to hold me, and I'm pushing his hand down, like, man, get off me, bro. Like, and then Jamal, my boy Maul, run over there, like, hey man, hell no, what's going on? We ain't with none of that. So I'm like, yeah, like we good, like, but he run over there and he saved me. He like, man, come on, JV, like we straight, bro. Don't even worry about that, bro. Look at the scope, like we finna get this dub. But I was so ticked off because I ain't never heard that before. Like, another team's coach coming at you like that and saying what he's saying. So like, I was teed up. I was on one. And the other guy on his team, he was looking out for me too. Like, he was just like, man, come on, man, your contract. Like, don't even worry about what he talking about, man. He know he wrong. We know he wrong. And I legit was just like, at the time, man, F that contract, bro. Like, if I get fined, I'll pay the fine, but you ain't finna disrespect me like that, man. So then, like, after cooler heads prevailed, and of course, my coach shut me out and told me to just, like, calm down. And he put me back in the game, haywire, tore him up. Every three I hit, every bucket. Looking at the coach like, yeah, you did this. You caused this. And whoever they're hyping me up, my boy Maul, my boy, yeah, every bucket he get, yeah. So, man, Maul was like that, man. Maul was a bucket, man. Shout out to him. And shout out to him and everything he got going on in his success. Because he the truth. I give him credit. New York dude, straight New York, way he talk, way he act, fresh, way he dress. That boy he just fresh with it, man. Shout out to him, man. Big shout out. But for the most part, man, my first season over there, it had its ups and downs. It had its times where I didn't want to be there. It had its times where I enjoyed it there a lot, and I ain't want to come home at times. The only thing that I didn't like was that it was a fish country, and I don't like fish. I'm not a fish guy. I don't like nothing fish. Salmon, I guess that's how you say it, salmon, whatever. That's the most I would do, and even then, I don't like that at times. But any fish I don't like, and a lot of their dishes had fish, and it threw me off because they gave me one dish when I first got there, and it looked like, I don't even know, it just looked like a bunch of mush, but it had like a fish eye in there, and I was like, yo, is that an eye? And I was like, yeah, man, that's like one of our like good dishes down here. And I was like, that ain't good. I don't know what that is, but that ain't good. I'm not eating that. That is an eyeball. And they literally took it away and brought me some pizza because I was not eating that. I wasn't going for it. Like, no, because I don't eat fish. I don't like fish. I don't like nothing fish. So that was one of the downfalls of it, because it's a fish country and I don't rock with that. But for the most part, like I said, it had its ups and downs. The living conditions was okay. I had my own place. Me and Maul, we shared a bathroom, but we both was clean dudes, so we didn't even have to worry about worrying if anybody was gonna dirty up the bathroom. Like, we both was real clean guys. I had a problem with my mattress, so I took matters into my own hands and went and bought my own mattress, because the one thing that I prided myself in was, if I'm gonna play well, I gotta sleep comfortably. So I went out and bought my own mattress, and well, it wasn't a mattress, it was a foam topper. I went and got me a foam topper, but they got everything else for me. They got me the blankets, the pillows, the fan that I needed. The Wi-Fi was straight, because literally that's all we could do was play the game because of the time zone. So for the most part, when me and Maul wasn't in the gym practicing on our game and working out, lifting weights, we was literally in the crib, on the game, watching some show, or walking through the city. Like, it would be late at night, ain't nobody out on the streets but me and Maul. And we done took a trip to the BP to get some snacks, cause we just want to get out and we just want to have something to snack on and eat. So everybody probably sleeping. It's just me and him walking, like doing stuff like that. So it was fun and it was dope. And the mall was literally right in where we lived, so we could literally leave our apartment, walk over the bridge. We walk over the bridge, and boom, there's the mall. So we kind of had it made if we wanted to do something, or if we just wanted to get out the house. The one thing that they didn't have, and you probably would have needed to go to the bigger city, Lisbon or something, was a movie theater. But I wasn't trying to watch no movies anyway, so that didn't really bother me none. But we was just always on the game. Like, we would play the game. The time zone is what messed me up. I never could adjust. A lot of people say you got to walk around for an entire day before your body fully adjusts. But for whatever reason, every time I've been overseas, my body just never adjusts to the time zone. So like when everyone is asleep, I'm wide awake playing the game, trying to watch TV, trying to go to sleep. I just can't. So when morning time comes and everybody is waking up, I haven't gotten any sleep. So when I do go to sleep, I'm going to sleep typically at a weird time during the day because my body's not adjusting. So I had a lot of time to play the game with my brother because I'd wait for either him to get off work, and by the time he got off work or got done doing what he was doing, it was maybe 12 a.m., 1 a.m. where we at. So that's that. But for the most part, it was dope. We got to go to the beach. The beach was, they took me to two beaches. I think I went once with my guy Maul when we went together. I'm not sure. But then they took me to another one because they had islands over there. And they took me to one where, man, when I say the water was so clear, like you can look down in there and see everything that's in the water. Like, that's how beautiful it was. People out there surfing. You see the boats out there. My teammates was telling me about how like they sail, like, and they have like sailing competitions out there and stuff, which was nice. Got to visit another island over there because one of the teams that we played, they lived on that island, which was nice. It was just a dope experience, man, for real. So like, if it's something that people can do, it's something that I would recommend. Go explore that. Go explore that culture, because it was a lot of stuff that I saw over there that I didn't think I was going to see because of the town that I lived in was a small town. And when you first get over there, people give you them weird looks because obviously you don't look like us. Obviously you hella inches bigger than us. You hella inches taller than us. So we know you ain't from here. Right? You the American. We know you ain't from here. So that's always fun and funny. And occasionally you get the little kid coming up trying to look up at you, or you get the person, oh, so you just laugh at them. But it's dope. Then you get the little kids that be at the games. They see you dunk, they get hype. They see you hit a shot, they hype. So man, it's a dope experience, man. But as far as my season, I don't think I could have started off with a better season than I did as my rookie year. I started off a little shaky. I think I didn't do too well like my second game. But then after that, it's like everything just started clicking. Me and Maul got on board with each other. He was cooking, and I would feed off him and he would feed off me, like I said. So my points, my rebounds was in a good position. They was in a good space. My game got to develop to how I wanted it to be. I got to get in the gym and put up the shots that I needed. So throughout the season, my points per game, my rebounds per game, they was at a pretty consistent level. My 3-point percentage was a lot better than what it was coming out of college. My field goal percentage, I've always kind of had a good field goal percentage from 2. So that didn't really bother me none. I improved my free throw percentage. So that was a major plus for me. It was just a good experience for me. Once again, like I said, it had its ups and downs where it was like, this ain't it. I remember one time we had a problem with our power because of how it was over there. If too much power was on, it shut the entire power off to the entire building. And we were the breaker box. So like once the power go down, We get knocks at the door. Like, hey, just flip the switch. And when it first happened to us, we like, flip the switch. Like, what? So a lady literally came into our house, like she knocked on the door and had to show us, like, yeah, when the power go off, all you gotta do is hit this and flip it, and then it cut everybody power on. So we sitting there like, that's crazy. We we literally is the ones who gotta flip this thing. So what happens if it go off and we ain't here? We on a road game or something. So that was fun within itself and funny because we sitting there not knowing what's going on. So man, it was just so many experiences over there, man. Like I said, I really wish that if people did travel, Portugal would be a place that you would have to experience for your own, like Lisbon. I took a trip there. One day we had off. Lisbon's beautiful. The architecture there was beautiful. We got to go inside the churches and see how they do the churches there. We got to see some of the old things that they built there. Lisbon is just beautiful, man. Like getting off that train, and as soon as you walk out, there's like this gigantic church. And I'm probably saying it wrong. It probably, like, I call it a church because it looked like a church to me, but they probably called it something else. But it was just sitting in the middle, and we got to go inside there, and it was just amazing, man. It was beautiful. We got to see the soccer field because soccer's real big down there. That was beautiful, man. Like, because we played a team that was near there. That was beautiful. The stadium was so huge, man. The one thing that I wish I could have went to while I was down there was a soccer game. I wish I could have experienced what a soccer game was like, because seeing how the people act when soccer was on the TV and the cheers that they used to do, sitting in them restaurants, hearing them cheering stuff, man, it was dope as hell. But one of the downfalls to playing over there, I would say, is they really didn't respect. They didn't respect you as an American. Some of the refs. We've had refs tell us in game, walk straight up to me and Maul, hey, don't expect no calls tonight. Literally, and my boy Maul going to the hole, getting knocked, no call. Getting pushed in his back, no call. I'm going up, getting hit, no call. Because the way it was described to me by some of my players on the team was, how they look at you guys is, you're stronger, you're faster, you're better. You can take it. So when they hit you, they thinking like, oh, it's all good. You could take that. You better than him. You could take that anyway. But if you retaliate and you hit them back, foul. Off rip, foul. So it's just like, you got to learn how to balance it. Like, I got into it with a referee one time because 7-foot guy on the other team, he kept putting his knee in my back. And I'm like, dude, you don't need to do all that, dog. Like, you going to win the rebound war if you get position. Now, I ain't going to let you just, like, bully me. But if you got position, ain't nothing I can do. It's yours. He kept putting his knee in my back. So I turned to the ref. Mr. Ref, hey, I need some help over here because that shit's starting to hurt. Ref laughing. Oh, yo, you be all right. Okay. He did it the last time, and I told the ref, I said, Mr. Ref, I mean no disrespect, but it's either me or him. I got to protect myself. The ref looked at me. He laughed. I said, okay, that was the warning. We come down. We got the ball. Somebody shot it. I pinpointed him. I said, okay, I see what you're doing. Soon as they went to go shoot, I just took off running right at the big guy. And as soon as he got ready to jump, boom, laid him out. And as soon as I laid him out, he jumped up and he turned and looked at me. And I just stood right over him and was like, hey, I'm whatever you on, dog. And when I did that, he looked at me and he did like that. And at first, I'm like, what? And then he shook my hand and he was like, now we can play. I was like, oh, okay, it's like that. Okay, cool. Now, I don't know if he was just checking the temperature to see if I was just going to let him bully me the whole time or what. But after I checked him and decked him to the floor and he jumped up, and my exact words was, I'm on whatever you on, dog. He shook my hand, and for the rest of the game, he just played. He just played. So, and the referee, I took the foul on that. But the ref, after that, started calling calls for me. Started calling calls for the team. So it's like this game that they play sometimes where it's like, they not going to give you calls, but you do got to stand up for yourself. So you got to kind of like balance that as well. But the games be intense because you got to think it's other Americans on the team you playing against too. So they Americans might be frying the people on your team while we frying the people on their team. So it's kind of like this constant game of who gonna fry who the best. Like, and I will say playing over there, it definitely helped me on my one-on-one game. It helped me see the floor a lot because I already have good vision. I already could pass well. I believe I could. I could see the floor good. I knew how to get people open. But this helped me develop my one-on-one skill. Like, boom, 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 hit you with a move. How do I get this shot? Because the rules over there are so different. There's no defensive 3 seconds. So if you have a 7-footer, he can sit his big ass in that paint and don't gotta move and muscle. And he's just sitting there just watching you. Watching your every movement. He don't care about the guy he guarded. He care about you, the American. Because he know you, the American, is going to get off. And I don't want you to get off. Like, I literally have footage of me holding the ball. I'm sending one of my guys on the team through, telling him to cut. He cuts back door. His man doesn't move. When he cuts, his man sends him through. And he just stays there and he's just staring at me like this. Where you going? I can't throw it. I can't hit the back door because the big man is behind my guy. So where I'm going to go? My guy's in front of me. The big man is behind him. And now my player that I just sent through, his man is at the nail like this. Ain't even worried about his guy. He's focused on me. So now I got to figure out how to get past my guy. Worry about the big guy and also worry about the guy on the nail. How I'm going to score on them. Because what teams do over there sometimes also is once they figure out your scheme, which is the 2 Americans or 3 Americans, how many ever Americans on your team, those are the ones that's going to be trying to score the most. We don't care about our guy. And you have some teams where people on your team, they're not necessarily scared to shoot. The coach don't want them to shoot. They want y'all to shoot. That's what y'all here for. Y'all here to score. And that's kind of the predicament that me and Maul was in a little bit at times where they were so zoned in on us, we would pass the ball. They be wide open, wouldn't take the shot. And we like, man, you got to shoot that. And they be like, yeah, man, I know, man. But coach, man, forget what coach talking about. If you shoot it and just make one, that'll free up space for us. Because we going 1-on-4 right now. Like, you got to shoot it. So we tell them to shoot. And eventually they did start letting them things ride. But in the beginning of the season, nah, it won't like that. Like, they so zoned in and keyed in on us. We like, damn. But we still, we made it work. And we was out there getting buckets. And it do help you on your game. And because we were so young, we getting out and running. We like tiring people out. And it helped me a lot. It helped me develop a bunch of skills that I needed to develop. I say the biggest difference over there between playing over there and playing in the States, practice. Oh my God. Boy, they love practice over there. I'm not gonna cap. We practice Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, practice Thursday, had a light practice Friday, played Saturday, off Sunday, practice Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, light practice Friday, play Saturday. Every day was practice. And every day when we practiced, it wasn't no little BS practice. No, we scrimmaging and we going at each other. And they would never put me and Maul on the same team because they knew what it was if we was on the same team, which was funny. But man, I would say that's the biggest difference over there is the practice. Uh, they really key in on practice. Uh, it's like that in the fundamentals. They key in on the fundamentals in practice. Ain't no one-on-one nothing. Like the only people who are really allowed to go one-on-one is the Americans. And now you might have a dude over there that can cook, but for the most part, it's fundamental, it's team, pass, 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 pass. We ain't gonna get no shot until like the clock damn near about to run out. Only people who can break off the play is us, really. But it's pass, 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 pass. Like, and it's different everywhere you go. But where the team that I was on, that's how it was. Pass, 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 pass. Everybody touching it. Everybody damn near get a foot in paint, kick it. Like, that's just how it was. But it helped. It helped a lot because it helped me grow as a person. It helped me grow as a player. Because when I first got over there, I was all about business. I was too serious. And it almost got me sent home because I didn't talk to nobody. I wasn't around nobody. I didn't want to be around nobody. I was strictly basketball. I'm over here to do one thing. That's help your team win. I ain't trying to kick it with nobody. I ain't trying to hang with nobody. Like, I don't care. I'm strictly basketball. And I had to have a meeting with the coaches because they didn't like that I wasn't spending time with the team outside of the court. And I told them straight up, like, hey man, like, I understand you don't like this, but you have to see it from my viewpoint. I understand this is a business. I also understand that at any moment you could send me home. If you don't like what I'm doing, you don't like the progress that I'm making, if we losing too much, you can literally have that option to be like, we don't want JV on the team no more, so we gonna send him home. At any moment you can do that. So in my mind, and don't get sent home. Bust everybody ass in your position. Do what you gotta do. Get the numbers that you need to get. That way, if they do send you home, you at least got stuff to show for it. So in the meeting, that's what I said. Like, I understand, like, y'all have to understand that I know that this is a business and at any moment you can send me home. So I come to practice and I come to the gym an hour earlier than I'm supposed to. I get all the treatment that I need to get. I put the heating pack on my knees and my back. I make sure that I'm ready. I stretch an hour before practice. If I need to hit the weights, I'm gonna go hit the weights. So while they up there joking and laughing and giggling around, me and Maul down here, we stretching, we doing what we need to do. So when practice start, we ready to go. As soon as practice getting ready to start, oh, coach, man, we need to stretch. We need to get a little bit more stretching in. Nah, I'm ready to go. Give me the ball. And if it bothered the coach a little bit that I wasn't around as much, but he understood where I was coming from because he then responded with, yeah, you're right. We will send you home. Like, so like he got it. He understood like, yeah, you right. We will send you home. If you ain't producing, you got to go. So then those are his exact words. Like, you got to go. So like, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, when you on the court and you doing stuff like that, just, a fist bump here and there, like, talk to him. Like, so I was like, you right. I can do that. So when practice came, I started to do that and I started to implement that more. Like, yeah, come on, give him a fist bump here and there, chat with him. But outside of that, man, like I was strictly business, man, because my mindset was just ball, man, just hoop. Because if you do good here, your next place, it'll be better. You'll make more money and they'll see the potential in you. And more people come knocking. And that's exactly what happened. My next place I went to, hey man, it was gravy for me. And that's where I met my guy Leonard. So it worked out in his favor, man. That was my first season over there. So I didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what to expect of me. I ended up having to play multiple positions because all of the bigs that they had ended up backing out on them or ended up getting hurt. So we started playing small ball and it worked in our favor because everybody that had to guard me was slow. But on the defensive end, I was strong enough to guard them, and I was smart enough to do things to get them in foul trouble. So we going small ball. So now y'all got to keep up with us. So it worked out in my favor. But I have nothing bad to say about my first season over there, because it's your first season being a pro. You don't know what to expect. You don't know how it's going to be. You just got to deal with it. You got to deal with the ups and the downs. You got to deal with the good and the bad. And they was cool people, man. When my birthday came around, they got me a big cake. They sung happy birthday to me. They poured a little champagne or whatever. I don't drink, so they drunk it. So it was cool as hell, man. I got nothing bad to say, man. The dudes was cool, man. The folks was cool. The end of it got a little rocky. But what you expect? Like I said, it's your first season over there. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know the ins and out of everything. You still don't know the ins and out of everything. You have people telling you, and you have people talking to you. So, but for the most part, man, it was fun. It was one hell of an experience. It's not something that I regret. If I had to do it all over again, I would, because I learned a lot, I saw a lot, and I did a lot. I got to eat different foods. I got to see some beautiful places, the beaches. They had this one dessert there that I cannot remember the name, but that dessert, oh my God. That dessert was so good. I mean, like, literally every time they made it, I would try to, me and Maul both would try to like get it. We wasn't supposed to get it, but they was looking out for us and giving it to us. But even in the stores, like when I would go by myself and go in other stores, I would try to buy at least one. Like, that dessert was, man, I wish I could remember, but it was like a little bitty pie, and they baked the top of it to make it a little crusty, but the inside of it was like this. It wasn't like a cream, but it was, I don't know. The shit was delicious. It was so good, man. Like, man. But I got to try the different cultural foods. I got to learn the different cultures. I got to learn a little bit of the language. It was just an overall great experience for me. And for it to be my first year as a pro, man, like, I think I did what I needed to do. I went over there, I averaged 20, I averaged 9, I shot the ball pretty well, man. And we changed the dynamic of that team, me and Maul did, because after we left, they got some new people there, and like, they did their thing. And that was because of us. Like no one had an expectation of us being as good as we were. So when we came out as good as we was, it shocked people in the league, even coaches in the league, because like I said, we was the youngest team there. So they just assumed that they were just gonna run us, and they was gonna run through us. And when we started running through people, it was like, ooh, like even the number one team that was in that league wrote a story about us, about how like we was gonna be the shocker of the league. And it was dope as hell, man. Like, it was nice. That's why I get in so much of an uproar when people try to call professional basketball overseas semi-pro. It's not real pro. Bullshit, man. You get paid to play. Everything is paid for. Like, you're doing something that you love to do, and you're getting to explore a whole different country and culture. How is that not a good thing? Like, how can you shit on that? Like, that's why I get I don't get pissed. It make me laugh at people, and it make me think like, you dumb. Because as I said in the other show, a pro is a pro, dog. Like, if it was that easy, why you ain't done it? Why you ain't over there? If it was that easy, it ain't that easy. A pro is a pro no matter where you at, whether it's the NBA, the G League, ABA, goddamn, overseas. If you done made it over there, dog, you a pro, and proudly wear that shit. Cause I do. I don't never tell nobody, like, oh, I'm semi-pro. Nah, bro, I'm pro. I'm pro. And if you want to test it, if you want to really test it, we can hop on the court. And I ain't talking about just no little pickup, because when I play pickup, I don't go hard, and I don't try to be serious with it because I'm not trying to get hurt. But if you really want to test it, we can step on the court, and I guarantee you, a lot of them dudes that you try to, oh, it's semi-pro, will bust your ass. And your 5 versus overseas 5. Your 5 versus a lot of the Americans that come back home from overseas 5, they'll bust your ass. And I ain't lying, dog. I'm not lying at all. Like, try them. Like, it ain't as easy as it look, and if a damn sure, it ain't no walk in the park. So that's why I get so tight about it, because people really don't know what they be talking about. But like I said, man, I have no complaints about my first year as a pro. It went how it was gonna go. My season didn't end as great as I would have liked, because I ended up I didn't mess my knee up. I just tweaked it a little bit. So I didn't get to play the last few games. So I got to come home a little earlier than what I have liked or wanted to. But it is what it is. The good thing is, wasn't nothing wrong with my knee. It wasn't nothing bad. It was just a little tweak. Guy ran into my knee. My knee, luckily, the floor wasn't as, like, I ain't have much traction, because the doctor said, the doctor's exact words was, had my foot not come off the ground the way it did, my whole leg would have snapped. So it's a good thing that my leg did come up, but it wasn't nothing bad once we got the x-rays back, once they looked over everything. The time frame that they had me to come back, the season would have been over. So they let me come home a little early than what I would have liked. But for the most part, it was cool, man. I met some dope people, met some dope teammates. Shout out Miguel. That boy was that boy was, man. To this day, he still hit me up, and he'll talk to me every now and again. He was a go-getter, but he was crazy, man. Like, shout out him. But that's how my first season went. I'm gonna talk about every season that I had as a pro in later episodes down the road. From here on out, my episodes, they just gonna keep going up and up, man. I want to shout out everybody who's been continuing to watch, who's with me on this journey, the people who have subscribed, the people who haven't subscribed and just came to give it a look. I want to shout y'all out. But that's the end of this episode, man. Life Lessons Podcast, man. Y'all tune in, like, share, and subscribe. Man, I really appreciate it, man, if y'all leave some comments, or if y'all don't leave no comments, man, DM me the comments and questions, and then I'll just write them down from my page, and I answer them there. Because having y'all ask questions and me answer, it's fun doing that, because I get to dive deep into how I think, and y'all get to see how I think. And y'all get to see my knowledge of the game of basketball. So ask some questions, man. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in again. And like I said, it's up from here now. Peace.